What is your reaction to these tariffs, and is it to be expected that there will be a pretty strong reaction from world leaders?
Well, ironically, even the United Steelworkers Union, which one would think might support it as opposed to it, this is really absolute chaos. It's the most protectionist administration since the Smoot-Hawley tariffs in the 1920s, and it's really a beggar-than-neighbor policy. The whole basis upon which they're acting, this so-called Section 232 national security justification, how is it possible that there's a national security threat when we're getting these products, aluminum and steel, from our closest allies, from Canada, from the European Union, from Mexico? The real problem with excess capacity in these metals is not these three allied countries, it's China. And so it's like shooting a machine gun at the wrong target. If they want to deal with excess capacity in steel and aluminum, then go after China, not our closest allies. And this is going to invite direct retaliation against our steel and aluminum exports, against agriculture, against laundry machines, a whole array of products. And this kind of tit-for-tat is very, very discomforting, creates uncertainty in the economy, and it really is a chaotic situation.
So, Mr. Ambassador, you've been involved in any number of these international negotiations, including over trade. Is this, to some extent, par for the course? I mean, in order to get people's attention, you have to threaten or actually sometimes even impose some tariffs, really as part of the negotiation, not as part of a shutdown in trade.
It's a very good question. First, let me say that in my new book, President Carter, The White House Years, I mentioned how President Carter, who was a free trader himself, put on fast-track relief for steel. So these things happen occasionally, but it's the breadth and uncertainty that's created. Now, it is true that by threatening these tariffs, he did get, the president, South Korea, Brazil, Argentina to restrain their metal exports. If that was what was intended, then this could have been done through direct negotiations rather than through actually imposing tariffs. I mean, we've had such uncertainty. In March, the tariffs were threatened. Then, very shortly thereafter, there were temporary exemptions given to the European Union, Canada, and Mexico. They were extended for another 30 days. And now those 30 days have elapsed, and they're now going into effect. So, I mean, it's the absolute uncertainty that is so troubling. And I don't think this is going to lead to the kind of concessions they want. It's going to simply lead to retaliation, and those retaliations will go into effect immediately. So, in the meantime, we have complete chaos and uncertainty. It makes it very difficult for businesses to plan.